Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Meadsy 69 and we are back with my top 5 least favourite tech tree tanks. Now, before I get started in this video, now these top 5 least favourite tanks are my least favourite tanks, not anybody else's. I'm not in any form saying that they are crap tanks, because most of them are not, but it is just my view and my opinion. Now, when I done my least favourite tech tree tanks, so many people was, dude, why is that there? This is OP, why is that there? It's just because I don't like it. Simple. I like the Death Star. Bushka doesn't. It's just like that. It's my opinion. And number 5, so let's get started. Number 5 on my list is this tank. It is a good tank, don't get me wrong. It is a great tank, in fact. The armor, the gun, that's lovely. But for me, it's just the speed. It really is slow, and for me, there's not that many maps that are good for this tank, that are great, except for this map. In fact, I do like this tank on this map, and I actually had a fairly good battle playing this tank on this map, on this battle here. I was supposed to do this video quite some time ago, but the reason it's taken me so long to do is because I've chosen so many different tanks, where I'd go and play a tank for some footage and then think, actually, I like this tank. Now, this shot, boom, see you later, T-44. So I've chose a lot of different tanks, because tanks I haven't played for a while, and I look and think, yeah, that is shit. I go and play it for some footage, and then I'm thinking, actually, this tank is pretty good. So then I have to change my mind, and so on. So I've got it down to these 5, and it will probably change again in the future. But for now, we have the top 5, and the T95 comes in at number 5. Mainly, as I've said, just because of the speed. One battle playing this, it was Castilla, trying to get some footage. Now, I went to the heavy side. The enemy went to the medium side. And there's not much you can do, because by the time you get there, everyone is dead. And then you get raged at because you're last alive. Now, that battle we finished on 4.5k damage, not bad, 61,000 credits, second class. So that was actually okay, but it still is my number 5. Now, number 4 is this thing, the SP1C. Again, it's not a bad tank. It is quite a nice tank, in fact. But for me, it just gets bullied because of the armor, how small it is. Now, those of you out there who's got a Dracula, how many of you don't look at a Spic and think, I'm going to ram you? Now, when I'm in a Dracula and there is a SP1C, sorry, I won't call it a Spic, SP1C on the enemy team, that is the first thing I look at. And I don't even intend on shooting it. I want to go full ram straight into him and near enough kill him full health, because it's fun. It really is fun seeing a full health SP1C go ram it and he's dead just from the ram. And that is mainly the reason why this is in my top 5, and it is number 4. But other than that, and the very poor armor, you only need a little bit of brain cells to shoot HE anywhere on this tank, except for the tracks. And in tier 8 especially, with all those heavies, you will get destroyed pretty quickly. Now, just from, say, an IS-5 or an IS-6, that's nearly 600 damage with HE. You've only got 400 damage left, so you get shot from 2 heavies, then you're dead. You're dead straight away. So that is the main reason why this tank is on my number 4 list. Now, back in the day, this tank used to be very much OP. When I was in Alpha Wolf's clan, we used to run 2 of these in a platoon, and it was completely OP with the quick autoloader with the 2 shells. 2 of you in a platoon, that's 4 shells coming at you in very short time, and you used to be able to take enemies down very, very quickly. Now, I'm talking the time where tier 7s meet tier 5s, and that is when this tank used to be OP. Against tier 5s, 2 of them in a platoon, you kill them straight away. You kill them, you shoot twice, yeah, your platoon mate shoots twice, and that tank is gone. That's not like that no more. So it has had a nerf, and it's not the same tank, but it is still a nice tank. Don't get me wrong, it is a nice tank, but I still had to put it in my top 5. And so yeah, number 4 on my list is in this tank. And again, just like the T95, we actually had a good battle getting the footage. So we're trying to get a footage, and this is what I'm saying, where it took me so long to get footage, because I play the tank and then I just have a good battle, and it's like, you know what, actually I do like this tank. But I will be keeping this in my top 5 least favourite tech tree tank. So we do finish on a first class there, 2.7k damage. Not bad in a tier 7 and in an SP1C that I haven't actually played for about 2 years. So moving on to my number 3, it is this tier 5 German, and it is the Death Toaster. It is the Toaster, and again, pretty much like the SP1C, you get bullied. In tier 6, in tier 5, people with a little bit of sense will just load that HE, and you're not going to last very long, which is a shame, because it is, again, it is a good tank. It's got a lovely gun, it's got nice speed, and it can be a fun tank to drive. Now, this battle was pretty fun, didn't do nothing special, but sitting at the back, 226 damage there on that T28, and that is how you've got to play this tank. You can't be frontline, because even noobs in tier 4, they're not going to bounce on you. So it's harder to carry in this tank than it is any other tier 5, like the KV1. You can just roll in the middle of the map in a KV1, and if the enemy have got 7 noobs and they're all going to bounce you, it's going to be an easy win. This tank, you can't do that. Even with 7 noobs on the enemy team, no one is going to bounce you. Now, unfortunately, my good friend Armoured Pants there, I missed that shot on the Hetzer, which means he kills Armoured Pants. But I'm going for the little ram, as there is now only 3 tanks left. So I've got my damage from sitting at the back, I have kept my hit points, and now this is where you can pretty much go in and finish up the rest of the team. There is only 3 tanks left now. Crusader is now gone, and which leaves just 2 tanks remaining. The T49, I believe, or T40, what is it? And a Churchill. Is it T49? We're going to find out very, very soon. No one has been spotted just yet, but as soon as we come here, it is the T. I don't even know why I said the T49. That's tier 8. So the T40 now, we get the rear of him. We do try and load the HE, but I can't see if it can pen or not, so we're not going to risk it. Because of this bush, I can't see if it's orange or if it's not. But there you go. T40, he hits us with the HE. You only need a little bit of sense to load the HE on this thing, but luckily for me, it didn't quite penetrate me, and it had only done splash damage. I try the HE on the Churchill, it doesn't go to plan, and we only do less than 100 damage, but we can go in for a little ram, and then we can get a high roll to finish him off. So again, not a bad battle. I was hoping to get actually rubbish battles for this, but it just didn't work. We finished on 1.6k damage, tier 5, not so bad in a tank I don't like. And we get the second class, 52,000 credits. Now, moving on to my number 2, this is where it gets more. Now, trying to get this footage for this tank. There's one main reason I don't like this tank. It is the EU-57, and my first ever battle, or my first battle in this tank, trying to get footage for it, this happened, and this is the one reason I don't like this tank. And as I've said, as it happened, the first battle I played, the one reason I don't like the tank happened. Because your tank is so small, it's very cute. Just look at it. Look how cute it is. But people just want to ram you. Even your own team. They just want to ram you and block you because they think it's funny. They can push you half around the map. And they just find it funny. Other than that, it's got no armor. It's very, very small. So you can't really hide behind these rocks or anything. Because you just can't see anything. And just look how titty it is. That's not a tank. Look how small it is. It's so small, it's funny. But it does hold a nice gun. This one is 4.4 second reload. And it does not so much damage. I think it's like just less than 100 damage per shot. But sitting at the back of a map, like we are now, we're going to have this D2. He is going to poke forward stupidly. We have got all our TDs pretty much sitting at the back with us. First up is the BT7, 79 damage, so not too bad, 67 there, and we get him gone. So the quick firing gun is quite fun. There we go, D2 is starting to poke forward. He doesn't want to move, which means I can release all my shots into him, and I still haven't been spotted, so which is a good thing. And now he decides to turn, which means we can get a shot into the side of him. We can track him, which means we can get one more shot into him before... Oh my god, I don't think I'm going to kill him. No, the Marder is going to kill him. And now we have the Panzer II-G. But I have been spotted. So it's 5 against 4. You've got no armor. You don't want to be up close with all these tanks, but now it's not as bad because it is 4 against 3 and there's a couple of low hit point tanks. The Panzer IV-A there, the cruiser, is going to poke round. He's not going to focus on me, and again, when you're playing it at this distance, it's a good tank because you can pump out that damage, and it's exactly what we're doing, and we're not getting focused. So we've now just taken that cruiser near enough from full health down to 21 hit points, and the T-82 can take him out. And now we just have this Panzer IV-A. Not a problem. He is only on 18 hit points, but he will take out the RT just before he dies. And I still haven't got a kill, but we've done a little bit of damage. Not great damage. But just look how sweet and cute this tank is. And it just gets bullied. And that is why this tank is my number 2, because again, just like the SP1C, even against noobs, you're not really going to bounce many shots. And even your own teammates, your 30% teammates, are going to look at you at the start of the battle and think, oh, look at this tank, I'm going to push it around the whole map. Yeah, that is not fun. But number 1 on my top 5 list of my worst or my least favourite tech tree tanks is this tank. Now, this is a tank that... it's quite poor. Now this is a nice shot on the RHM, 512 damage. But this tank has not got much going for it. It's got nice frontal armor, and it has got a nice gun. But that's it. It is so slow, very slow. It hasn't got a turret. The traverse is quite slow, and for me it's just boring. It really is a boring tank to play. Now, T-49s can come to the side of you, HEU in the side for a full roll. And once he gets behind you, or once even a heavy can circle you. And for me, it really just is a boring tank with a nice gun. It does have a nice gun, I'm not saying that. And it's got quite nice armor. But that's the only time this tank is good, when you're facing the targets. Now this battle, I don't do great damage, just over 2k I think. There we bounce on a Carnarvon. Of course, we hit his upper plate. But usually, you can't push tanks. that's the last thing you want to do is push tanks, because you're just going to get deleted very quickly. But this battle actually went in my favour, and no one wanted to push me, and the battle went very, very quickly. So there's only 3 tanks left, and it's only been 2 minutes, and now this Carnarvon is going to push forward. So we're going to get one shot into him, and we're going to get shot from the AMX from the side, and we're going to get shot from the Carnarvon. Now the Carnarvon's got great DPM, so we want to take him out as soon as possible. We put him down to a 1 shot, then the RU comes around and he manages to take him out. And now, again, the speed of this tank, look at us just trying to turn around as quick as we can to get the AMX. As soon as we do turn around, we get up close, and then the J Panther puts him on fire and kills him, which means now we've got to turn around yet again. And this is why it's my number 1, because as I've said, it is just a boring tank. Now some of you might like this tank, and some of you might actually think that the T28 prot is worse than this. Maybe the armor on the prot is worse than this, but I kind of like the prot, mainly because of the turret. Which means you can do a lot more things. It's a lot harder to be circled to death if you've got the turret. But this, with the speed, with the no turret, with the useless side armor, with the useless traverse, this makes my number 1. And that concludes my top 5 least favourite tech tree tanks. Now I will be doing more top 5s. Maybe I'll be doing my top tanks 1 to 10. So my top tanks in every tier. So that might be next, but that might be a while to get that footage. But for now, I'm Meadsy69. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, and I'll see you soon.